know what he's looking for. He's done it so many times. Speakeasy from Eddie Hernandez. And Eddie Hernandez is the Stormchaser Tournament Champion. Thank you all so much. Everyone has looked at us as the stepping stone, but then it began to change. I'm not going, and I never will. I'm not going anywhere, and neither is anyone else. Our future is here. Our future is in building a GAW Academy that can compete with any wrestling promotion on earth. This is not some tournament. This is not some throwaway place. This is not some place where you train to go follow your dreams. This is the place where we will make our dreams a reality. You are the reason that we've made this change. We never would have been able to do this without you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 2 of General Admission Wrestling. What better way for us to start out this new season than with our most unique program, GAW Academy Stormchaser. We start off the night with a bang as Academy Championship #1 contender Kurt Andrews takes on a tag team legend, that of course being Lighter. Lancelot will address all of us on behalf of the GAW Academy, and in the main event, Martina Del Sol gets her hand on the woman who may have cost her the Stormchaser tournament, Kaitlyn Dunlap, and that is in a street fight. But we go now to the face of the GAW Academy, Eddie Hernandez. If there is a man that is more synonymous with a company than Eddie Hernandez is with the GAW Academy, then you'll have to show him to me. Because Eddie Hernandez, in a lot of ways, single-handedly made all of these changes happen. So many things are different about the GAW Academy now, and so much of it is due to Eddie Hernandez, and you can hear the fans' support for him. And it's very well-deserved support, and so Hernandez, very fittingly, is going to address the crowd. Of course, you all know what I'm going to say. Thank you so much for the support that you gave me during the Stormchaser tournament, and for the support that you gave all of us as we move into this new venture. What's amazing about this is the fact that nobody believed that we could do this. When we start in Atlanta at the home of the old power plant, you know, we're in this small gym. We can pack 300 people in there, maybe. A lot of us started wrestling on rings that were so dirty you felt like you had to take a shower right afterwards, not because of the sweat, but because you got some of the dirt on your back, on your shoulders, on your elbows, on your head. That's where we started, and look at where we are now. We're in arenas. We're in places where NHL teams play, where NBA teams play, and it's because of all of you. What this signifies is the new era of Stormchaser is here. And this is the place for people to make their names. This all started when so many of us started to voice our displeasure with the idea that maybe in the GAW Academy you couldn't make your name, that you'd have to go to Wednesday Night Storm, or what is now Friday Night Storm, to make your name. But what we know now is that this is the place to do it. And because I am so grateful for what I have been able to do here, and what all of these people behind, backstage and behind the cameras, the people that you don't see, what they've done for me, because I'm so grateful for all of that, it is the least I can do now to give back in some way, as much as I can. And so what I want to do is I want to issue a challenge to anybody backstage. There's a lot of guys back there right now that are rookies that have not gotten their opportunity to show you all what they're all about. And I want one of them. I want the bravest. I want the toughest. I want the most badass son of a bitch back there to come out here and show me why he deserves a spot right now. know who this is. This is another member of the highly regarded, the vaunted Reaper camp. This is Igris. Now, what you need to know about Igris is he is young and he is hungry. He is exactly what Eddie Hernandez was calling out just a second ago. He is exactly the kind of rookie, the man who has not gotten his opportunity to show himself in front of a YouTube audience yet, but a guy who will absolutely blow you away with what he can do in the ring and the kind of person that he is. This guy is young, he has not had a lot of experience, but he is an incredibly talented athlete, an exceptional grappler. And Eddie Hernandez, I don't want to say that Chopper has bitten off more than he can chew here, because Eddie Hernandez knows damn well who Igris is and what he's about. But this is the exact kind of situation where you say an upset might happen. The first match of a new era in the GAW Academy is fittingly the face that runs the place against a new rookie who looks to put himself on top right away. Igris is oh my God, Igris comes out flying with a big knee strike, going for the cover. Hernandez with an early kick out. Igris is just a few months shy of his 20th birthday. He's been pro for only 8 months. This is a very young newcomer. Not a whole lot of matches under his belt, but he does have one very important thing, and that is a championship pedigree. You'll be very familiar with his father, the world famous Lancelot, man who signed for the GAW Academy just a few months ago after an incredibly decorated underground career. Lancelot somehow, aside from winning over 100 championships in his incredible career, somehow found the time to establish his own wrestling school. It's called Reaper Camp. I mentioned it earlier, and Igris is one of his top students. Igris' nickname is fittingly the Protege. Hernandez going for that discus knee strike. Igris tries to come in, but Hernandez catches him with that big elbow right on the bridge of the nose. You can see Igris already bleeding, and Hernandez from the top drops the fist. This is what you had to expect when you get in there with a guy like Hernandez. They hit a little harder on Stormchaser than they do in Reaper Camp. And we do have several Reaper Camp students, and now Hernandez does connect with the discus knee. Igris falls almost lifeless to the ground as he goes through those ropes. Hernandez going for the cover. Igris kicks out at 2. We got a lot of power here on the men, on the part of the men here in the GAW Academy. Igris, I think, is learning that very quickly. Now, of course, you're familiar with Igris' father, and you are also familiar, although you might not know it, with Igris' wife. Young Queen Alexia became the youngest competitor in the GAW Academy when she fought Lazara at Nitro 10. Eddie Hernandez from up top looking for the diving double foot stomp. Igris rolls out of the way. And now the young protege trying to get some kind of advantage here as Igris, oh God, Igris, whoa, belly to belly suplex from the outside, from the inside to the outside. And Igris, I think, just trying to catch his breath a little bit here. It has been an absolute blitz from Eddie Hernandez towards the young man early on in this match, and Hernandez comes right back in, and he will continue it. A spinning facebuster from Hernandez, and now the face of the GAW Academy rising up to the top. Igris has put him through a lot, but Hernandez drive-by from Chopper. It's not something he uses very often, but he knows he needs to pull it out of the bag to beat Igris, and he does. Eddie Hernandez puts down one of the most promising young rookies that we have here in the GAW Academy. You see, that's exactly what I was talking about before. Igris is the exact definition of the kind of person that I wanted to see out here. We've got some of the most talented young rookies on this show, and Igris and the rest of them represent the new era of GAW. He put me through hell even over just about 4 minutes or 5 minutes. I mean, it felt like 15 going up against that guy, and I know he's not even 20 years old. I'm telling you right now that this is the future. I've been saying it before, and now we have all these changes. We've got GAW Dark. We're going weekly. We've got a website. We have all these things that have been happening. And we see how different the GAW Academy is now to what it was when we first started. And you think about that first episode, you think about when the Stormchaser tournament began, and you see what we can become. You see what the GAW Academy has always been about. Why we've always felt like we deserve more than what we've gotten. Why we've always felt like this place is home. You can see it every day. You can see it with every... Oh my God. Folks, Yun-Sun Park is here. A legend of the GAW Academy, a man who hasn't been seen in months in the history between him and Eddie Hernandez. What they've been through. And Yun-Sun Park returns. Eddie, man, I just want to say thank you. You showed me so much about myself. You showed me so much about what I should have been, about who I wanted to be. You did something I never could. Thank you. I can't believe you're out here. I want to tell you in person that I never should have said what I said. I never should have done what I did to you. It wasn't fair of me. Everyone knew it at the time. They told me I was wrong, but I want to say I'm sorry for everything. I regret it all. No. You don't regret any of that. You don't regret one word. The reality is I needed to hear what you had to say. I did. And because of what you said, we get what we have here. Building the GAW Academy, the thing I could never do myself. And you were right. The thing that I never had the guts to do, that I left. I went to Storm because I didn't have the guts to do what you did. And you built this. And now, Eddie, because you've given me everything that I've wanted to see. You have provided for me everything that I thought the Academy could be. You and everybody else. There is one last thing that you and I need to do. And I think you know what it is. You don't even have to say it, brother. What we know is that the fans watched what we did. They were in awe, mostly of you, but they were in awe of what the Academy could produce for them. And so you and I, we are going to do it one last time. One final match between the White Storm and Chopper. One final match between two men who helped make this place what it is and who could not have done it without each other. One last time for the two of us. And we'll give the fans the show that they really deserve. Wow, wow, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we can say. We have just witnessed maybe the two most important men in the history of the GAW Academy embrace in the middle of the ring and commit to us to fight one last time. One match that I know we all want to see. And so we don't know when it'll be happening, but we do know that it will be happening. So of course, when we have more information, we will give it to all of you. Now, when we talk Mount Rushmore of the GAW Academy, certainly Yunsan Park and Eddie Hernandez need to be up there. But another man who may very well be up there is this man, Lighter, the first ever GAW Academy Tag Team Champion. This man is a legend in tag team wrestling. He's held belts in multiple companies, and now here in the GAW Academy, every day we see Lighter getting closer and closer to the man he was when he was tag champ. But he's got himself a hell of an opponent tonight for a singles match. Kurt Andrews, the #1 contender. Got a new look here for Kurt Andrews, the Buccaneer. A little bit of new ink as well for the #1 contender. Go follow him, by the way, at that Twitter account, at jar_o_dirt. Tremendous follow is Kurt Andrews. This is a man with personality turned up to 11, one might say. But not only does he have the personality, he has the in-ring skill to match. This is a guy who spent most of his adult life in the United States military. He was a Navy commander. He won the very prestigious Honorable Navy Expeditionary Medal. He has spent very little time in the sport of professional wrestling. He made his GAW Academy debut at the start of the Stormchaser tournament, and he is already the #1 contender for the Academy Championship. Lighter's got himself a monumental task, but if there's anyone that can do it, well, it would be the former Mr. Universe. That would stand to reason. Kurt Andrews taking it straight to the GAW Academy Tag Team Legend and a big thrust kick to start things off. Andrews, of course, what he lacks in in-ring polish, he more than makes up for in raw athletic ability, and we've seen that play out many times. Andrews in the Stormchaser tournament was a favorite to get to the finals. He was a victim on the path of Lee Carr, the ultimate Cinderella, who beat Oliver Parker, Andrew Wesley, and Kurt Andrews on his way to a dream finals appearance for him. Ended up losing, of course, to the Stormchaser champion, Eddie Hernandez. And Kurt Andrews, it feels like every match that he's in here, snap marriage driver from the Buccaneer. Every match that he's in here, you feel like he just gets more confident. He gets, I don't want to say more cocky, but a little bit more sure of himself every time he's in here. And it makes sense, as I said, not an extensive background in pro wrestling before he got here. So you would think that, the more he's in, the more used to the feeling he gets. Cover from Lighter and a kick out from Andrews. Andrews is the official #1 contender to Garrett Gibson's Academy Championship. That was established during the Stormchaser tournament, and Andrews deferred his championship match at the time, and now Andrews drops Lighter with a failed mutiny. Lighter went in, and Andrews caught him, and now Andrews going for the cover. Lighter kicks out at 2. Andrews is the official #1 contender. This will be a great place to make a statement about what he's going to do, looking for Eye of the Storm, but Lighter picks him right up into an Alabama slam. Beautifully done from Lighter, and you can see the strength of the big man. Oh, look at this. Lighter cradle transitioned into a vertical suplex with a stall. How well done. You marvel at the strength of this man, and now Lighter again trying to get him up for a tiger driver, and Andrews works his way out of it and hits him with a big lariat. Both men trying to cinch in that double underhooks, and both men had the other scouted. That Tiger Driver is usually the prelude to the call from Olympus, the big power bomb that Leiter employs, and now Andrews tosses him out. Andrews with a tope con hero. Oh, my voice cracking there a little bit. The athleticism of Kurt Andrews is always stunning, and now Andrews drops him with a poison rana. Absolutely spikes the former tag champ. Tope con hero and then a poison rana, and now Kurt Andrews looking for the win, and Leiter able to kick out at 2. Those 3 seconds, it seems so short to us as an eternity for them in the ring, and looking for a Phoenix Splash as Kurt Andrews, Leiter out of the way. Leiter gets Andrews up and a suplex with a release. The brute strength of Leiter on display. Leiter going for a strike, countered by Andrews, boot to the gut. Leiter up against the ropes, and now Andrews again tosses him through. Andrews could be lining up for it again. Andrews, twice in one match, could it be? Andrews with a tope suicida. Launches Leiter into that barricade. Leiter literally bounced off of the barricade that he crashed into with his back. Unbelievable. Andrews still on the outside working on Leiter. The fans letting him hear it. Andrews drops him down face first. The stunning athleticism of Kurt Andrews on display in this first episode of GAW Academy Stormchaser. Andrews back into the ring, and he very much has the advantage here, but did that tope suicida take more out of him than out of Leiter? We'll have to see. Leiter back to his feet. Andrews, boot to the gut, double underhooks again, and Andrews again trying to lift him up, and Leiter, for the second time this match, is able to avoid the eye of the storm. Andrews rolls out. Leiter waits for him back into the ring, and Andrews comes right back with a beautiful cutter. Wow. And Andrews again, snapmare driver. Andrews just letting Leiter have it right now. Leiter, double leg takedown. Oh, Leiter really bleeding now from the forehead. What has happened here? What a drop kick from Andrews. Leiter back to his feet, and he eats another one. Andrews straight back, ducks the lariat. Andrews with a running crossbody. The pace of this match getting turned up right now, and Andrews comes off the ropes. Andrews lights the torch. A standing moonsault from Kurt Andrews to light that torch. And now Andrews really going at Leiter, the blood streaming down the face of the tag champion, the former tag champion, but he's still able to kick out at 2. Kurt Andrews has given him everything he can handle right now, but he has yet to lock in the eye of the storm. Now for a third time, and it seems like third time is the charm. Eye of the storm, Kurt Andrews, leg hooked, and the #1 contender has himself a win. A terrific match between these two. The #1 contender for the GAW Academy Championship, and of course, the former and first ever GAW Academy Tag Team Champion. Wow, what a match. This is exactly what you can expect on GAW Academy Stormchaser, and it's exactly what you can expect on GAW Dark. That's coming up every Wednesday. You will get to see any wrestlers that you may have missed or that didn't fight here on Stormchaser or on Friday Night Storm. You got to check that out. Maybe we'll see Leiter this week. Who knows? Kurt Andrews, what we know is he is the #1 contender, and he looks dangerous as always. Folks, the main event is coming up. Martina Del Sol versus Kaitlyn Dunlap. Let's take a look at how we got here. understand who I am.
Olha só, foi pouco complicado o princípio, mas eu tive muita...
Martina took advantage of the fact that I had just been through a brutal match. She didn't offer to postpone. She didn't offer to forfeit like a true competitor would have done.
Viajou bastante, vem em volta, vem saudade sim, muito.
She just went out there and took the only victory that she's going to get in her sorry career, at least against anyone of note. I'm gonna show her once again why she's lucky to be here, and you're lucky to have me here. Soul Food, Martina Del Sol. She was part of the biggest upset on the women's side of the bracket in the Stormchaser tournament. She defeated Kaitlyn Dunlap. That was the 7 seed beating the 2 seed. Now, as we obnoxiously heard Kaitlyn Dunlap repeat over and over again, Dunlap had just fought at Nitro 10. She fought Asuka for the Women's World Championship. It was a great match. It was also a grueling match. Now, I don't agree with Dunlap that maybe Dakota Kai had something to do with the fact that Asuka retained in that match. Dakota Kai certainly had something to do with the fact that Asuka ended up dropping the title in later on in the show. Either way, Martina Del Sol pulled off a huge upset, and now she gets the chance to do the double and show it wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, all I ever wanted was the world. I can't help that I need it all. The prima donna life, the rise and fall.
Kaitlyn Dunlap beat up Martina Del Sol with the help of the always trusty and never friendly steel chair before Martina Del Sol's semi-final match in the Stormchaser tournament. She ended up losing that match in decisive fashion to Catherine Sakamoto. Certainly Kaitlyn Dunlap, no love lost between these two after Dunlap took those actions, and so appropriately it will be no disqualification in our main event match as Del Sol gets the chance to avenge that attack and Dunlap gets the chance to prove that, well, maybe it was a fluke when Del Sol beat her. It's a fitting main event for the first ever weekly episode of GAW Academy Stormchaser. Of course, no time limits on this one. Anything is legal for these two women, and Dunlap immediately comes out with a brainbuster. Now, it's fair to say that given their runs in the Stormchaser tournament, you would think that Kaitlyn Dunlap has the advantage here over Del Sol, given their records. But, you know, you can't say for sure. Dunlap with a modified splash from the top. Dunlap really out to prove something here. Del Sol, not a real professional wrestling background for Soul Food. Of course, her background comes in beach volleyball. She was an Olympian there. And Del Sol looking for a weapon. She's brought herself out a big table, and Dunlap chops right through the table and then hits her with a snap neck breaker. Dunlap was right on top of Martina Del Sol with that one. Anything goes in this match, but pinfall or submission has to happen inside the ring. That's the only rule. Dunlap with a slam on Del Sol. Dunlap trying to keep Del Sol away from the weapons. And it kind of makes sense if Dunlap here does believe that she is the better wrestler than Martina Del Sol, and she believes she's the better wrestler than everybody. And so it would make sense. Dunlap wants to make sure that Del Sol can't even the odds using any kind of weapon in this match. We'll see if Dunlap sticks to that or if Dunlap herself is going to end up using a little bit of help. I mean, it's all legal, so she can do whatever she wants. Dunlap out of the corner, throws Del Sol right into the steel corner post. Del Sol with a big kick to the jaw. And now Del Sol trying to get things started, but the scoop slam avoided by Dunlap. And now Dunlap snaps suplex from the goddess. Dunlap grounded hammerlock and now wrenching the arm back of Martina Del Sol. A submission here from Kaitlyn Dunlap, not something she's used to doing, and as a result, Del Sol fairly easily able to get out of it, but then ends up right back on the ground. Del Sol rakes the eyes of Dunlap and clotheslines her into the corner. This is a more motivated Soul Food than we've seen before. And I think it's because she got that win in the Stormchaser tournament. Going for the suplex, countered by Dunlap. And Dunlap hits her with a big suplex as well. And we haven't seen Martina Del Sol so fired up before, but it's amazing what the motivation of winning the biggest match of your life will do. Again, Dunlap going back to this grounded hammerlock. Del Sol again able to work her way out of it. That's the flexibility of the former Olympian. Dunlap hurdles over. You can see the size advantage. Dunlap going for the kick. Del Sol avoids it, but Dunlap brings her to the ground with a kick to the gut. And now Dunlap, bow before me. Snap neck breaker from the goddess, and now Dunlap going for the cover middle of the ring here, and Del Sol kicks out. Del Sol, we know, hits that float over DDT, the red eye. It's what beat Kaitlyn Dunlap the first time. Dunlap going for a lariat, but Del Sol standing Spanish fly from Soul Food, and now Del Sol with the leg hooked. Dunlap now forced to kick out at 2. We remain in the ring here after Del Sol tried to bring out that table earlier on. Dunlap clotheslined her onto it, and that's the last we've seen of any kind of weapons so far in this match. 2 big strikes. Dunlap goes for the lariat, ducked underneath, and Del Sol with a spine buster. Del Sol really feeling it right now. Dunlap took it to her early on, but now Del Sol working her way back into the match. Stomp to the chest of Kaitlyn Dunlap. And now Del Sol again makes her way outside, and Del Sol will go underneath the ring. We got some plunder under there. We'll see what Del Sol brings out, and it's the steel chair. How fitting for Martina Del Sol. Wraps the steel chair around the abdomen of Kaitlyn Dunlap, tosses it across, and now Del Sol looking for the red eye, but Dunlap able to work her way out of it. And now Kaitlyn Dunlap has Del Sol up in position. DDG. Drop dead gorgeous for Kaitlyn Dunlap, and for Del Sol, it just means drop dead. Del Sol got her poetic justice using that chair on Dunlap, but the red eye couldn't land. And Kaitlyn Dunlap has her justice, if that's what you want to call it, as Dunlap gets the win over Martina Del Sol, and we are just about ready to welcome out Lancelot.
Oh, an evil evolution will bring a feeble institution to its knees. Oh, doctor, can't you see that when the hands of fate from the midnight
Well, what kind of show would it be without Lancelot? We've already seen so many big names on this first weekly episode of GAW Academy Stormchaser, and Lancelot, even though he's only been here for a short time, really did play a big role in making this show weekly, making this show what it is, and has contributed in a big way to the changing of the guard, so to speak, in general admission wrestling. Making this show weekly, having GAW Dark, our website, which you should absolutely check out, generaladmissionwrestling.com. So Lancelot, and seriously, what kind of Lancelot appearance would it be without his entrance, right? This guy, he may not be fighting, but we've been told that he has something to say on behalf of the GAW Academy, and apparently it's important enough that it needs to go on last after all the matches, and I really believe it. So we'll see exactly what that is. And by the way, if you're curious what GAW Dark is going to be like on Wednesday, go watch it yourself. Lancelot will be main eventing, fighting for the first time in Season 2. But first off, let's see what he has to say to all of us. I am not out here to waste your time, but I do have some exciting news regarding this promotion that the GAW executives gave me the honor in revealing to all of you. You see, this brand, this company that we've created. It's without direction. It has leadership, but not the kind that matters. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the man I'm about to introduce to you is a former champion, but more importantly, he is a man who can get us on the right track. He has helped me so much throughout my careers. And it's not just me. Every person this man has come across, he has helped increase their value, become a better wrestler, make more money. And he's done that to every company he's been with, every wrestler he's met, every country he's been in. His impact will be felt not just in the wrestling ring, but outside it. And he is the one man that I would trust to help us build this fledgling promotion into the most powerful force on earth. And that's been the goal the whole time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your new commissioner of GAW Academy Stormchaser, the chosen one, Jason Parker. Wow! Jason Parker. Let me tell you something about Jason Parker. Here's the thing. You may not be very familiar with him. He has not a lot of experience when it comes to in-ring wrestling. However, this guy is one of the greats when it comes to media and talent relations. This guy, he got his start in New Japan, and he rose all the way up to the head of American media relations there at New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he moved back to the United States, where he has ran media and talent relations for almost every company you can think of in the United States, including WWE, ran talent relations for Impact as well. This is a guy who, if he knows anything, he knows how to communicate with wrestlers and with the media, and that's exactly what we need. Now, as you could probably tell, with me coming out here dressed like this, I'm a New Yorker. Who else but a New Yorker would dress like this? And that is very important. Let me tell you first and foremost, my name is Jason Parker. I'm here to be the commissioner of the GAW Academy. Now, the reason I tell you where I'm from, the reason I tell you why I'm a New Yorker, well, it's two reasons. Number one, I'm very proud of it, of course. Why wouldn't you be? You come from the greatest city on earth. But the second reason is more important. It's because my upbringing in the streets of New York, in the boroughs, my upbringing gives me the very endearing personality that you see here, and also it gives me my motivation to keep order in the GAW Academy, which is exactly why they brought me here. That upbringing was about one thing and one thing only. You earn everything that you get. In New York, if you don't earn it, you don't get it. And that's exactly what the GAW Academy is going to be while I'm here. If you want something, you don't come ask me. You come out here into this ring and you show me why I should give you whatever it is that you're asking for. If you don't show me, then you don't get it. It's that simple. Now, the other thing that is very important to know about me is I hate chaos. I hate it when people get out of hand and they start doing things that hurt everybody else. That's not going to happen. So I can tell you two men who have earned themselves a match. Those two men are Jackal and La Tortuga Roja. I've watched the two of these guys, and certainly in the case of Roja, man's a legend. But you got to clean up your mess. And Jackal's saying to you, we can't be going around vandalizing people's cars out here. So what you're gonna do next week, you're gonna fight in the main event. The first thing that I'm gonna tell you as the commissioner. And we're gonna put this thing to rest so that I don't have to deal with it no more, neither do you. I want you to know one thing. In the GAW Academy, we will make sure that all of you, both the fans and the wrestlers, get what they deserve. For the wrestlers, you earn it. For the fans, you watch every week, and we'll give you the best damn show on YouTube. I'll tell you that right now. Thank you so much for welcoming me. And to the boys and women back there, remember, earn it, earn everything. And I'll be watching every match. See you Wednesday on DAC, and see you next Monday.